Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I did a full album review. I did Transmissions by Starset over probably a month and a half ago. I just wasn't feeling like doing reviews. Like my heart wasn't into it, and yeah, so I regained my confidence in doing reviews again. So here we are. I'm going to be talking about Red's album Innocence Instinct, which came out in 2009, February 2009. Which was nearly like 8 years ago, like over 8 years ago, almost 9 years ago at this point. Holy crap! So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about the deluxe version of this album, so bear with me. So let's get started. First, you got the intro, which is Canto 3, I believe. There's not much to be said about it, and it's not necessarily a bad thing either. It's only about like a minute long. Probably less than that. It's got some pianos and got this dark, like whispering, deep voice. I'm not sure what that is or what the guy's saying, but it's very dark and it gives you an idea of what the album's going to be like throughout. And so and then you go into the next track, which is Fight Inside, which is kind of self-explanatory. Red is pretty straightforward with whatever lyrics they come up with, and just by looking at the title, you know what it's about. It's about like having inner struggles, which is a reoccurring thing that happens throughout this album, and of course through a Beauty and Rage, which isn't really a bad thing at all. Like you got bands like Skillet, like that have like pretty stale lyrics, at least in their later stuff, and I like Skillet quite a bit actually. Their album Comatose is probably their best work, but this isn't about Skillet. It's about Red. And next, yeah, we got Fight Inside. They're pretty straightforward with it, like I said. Next, you got Death of Me, which is another song about inner struggles and, you know, having this constant battle between yourself, your sinful self, and like, whatever. But it is a song about like inner struggles and like inner demons, and like basically, you know. It's another kind of explanatory song. It's really heavy. It's very melodic. The part where it gets fun is where the breakdown kicks in when he says, "I won't forget. I cannot forget this." Kind of whispers that, and then the drums kick in, the guitars kick in, the heavy riffs kick in, and then like everything just explodes, including Michael's voice. It sounds so incredible. And there is Death of Me for You. And this is one of their best singles in my opinion. Very wise choice for Red to make for like one of their first singles or whatever. I believe Fight Inside was a single at some point. I don't know. It doesn't have its own music video, which I am kind of confused about. But yeah, there is that. Next you got Mystery of You, which is more of an uplifting song than the first two. It kind of has that Breaking Benjamin feel to it, which I will like talk about again in this review while I'm talking about Shadows. But yeah, this kind of has its own Breaking Benjamin feel to it with more like strings and stuff. The main riffs kind of remind me of the Diary of Jane or whatever. It sounds like something Breaking Benjamin, took inspiration from and put it into their song Failure for their main riff. Because I do believe those two songs are kind of similar in their own way, shape, or form. And that's no coincidence whatsoever, since Jason was once a part of Red and now he's a part of Breaking Ben. And so, yeah, the lyrics are more uplifting than the rest of this album. More of I don't know, how do you say it? It's more ballad-like, but kind of heavy at the same time for a Red song. And it works well with the rest of this album. It's exactly where it needs to be on this album. It's one of my favorites on this album. I love the main riff in this song. I just love the main riff. I love how they like move up and down on the fretboard, much like Ben Burnley does on a lot of their songs, a lot of his songs. And so there's Mystery of You. Next you got Start Again, which is like a straight up kind of ballad, just pretty much asking for forgiveness, I guess you could say. Like, can I just start again? Can we just like start this all over? That's basically what I'm getting from this song. And like instrumentally, it is like atmospheric. It's got nice string sections, and like it's everything about the song is just flawless in my opinion. Yeah, Then there's Never Be the Same, which is another ballad, more of an upbeat ballad. It's not like Pieces or anything, so it's not like completely like slow or whatever. So fuck. It's not like slow or anything, but it is like, you know, ballad like. It's like either like you can see it, you can interpret the song however you want to, really, like about relationships or whatever. I dedicated that song to my girlfriend the other night, probably like a few weeks ago at this point. So yeah, it could be used for anything, really, honestly. But like for a Christian, it's like I'll never be the same without God or whatever. And I'm not going to be preachy or anything like that, but yeah, there is that. Next you got Confessions, which is a heavier one on this album. The main riff reminds me of Evil Angel from Breaking Benjamin, slightly. But the song is a bit shorter and darker. It's got, of course, pianos and violins in the song throughout, but it's a very short one, which is, the song itself is great, but it would have been even better if it was longer. I'm not docking it for that at all, because it really is good for what it is. I just wish it was longer, and I guess I wish it had another, like, third chorus. Yeah, that would have made the song better, in my opinion. But other than that, it's a great song. Great song. Very energetic, very dark. It makes you feel like you're, like, in something. Like you're in, like, some kind of, like, I don't know, horror film or whatever. Okay, and there's that. Next, you got the song Shadows, which, here's a funny story about this song. Being the Breaking Benjamin fan that I am, I was disappointed when I didn't find out sooner that Ben Burnley, lead singer of Breaking Benjamin, co-wrote the song. I was like, whoa. I looked this up on Wikipedia too, like, oh, holy shit, there's a song, there is a song that is co-written by Ben Burnley, and it's got that Breaking Benjamin feel to it. It's got this phobia vibe to it, in my opinion. Verses are very much like Linkin Park, I think, and then the chorus, you know, and the bridge, you know, it all kind of reminds me of Breaking Benjamin lyrically and musically, especially the bridge. The bridge kind of reminds me of, I can't really compare it to a Breaking Benjamin song, but it's got that feel to it, the similar riff. I guess the second half of the breakdown reminds me of Diary of Jane, or I don't know, something. But yeah, you get what I mean. It's got that Breaking Benjamin feel to it. It's got that similar atmosphere, and you can thank that all to Ben Burnley. You know, because he's an incredible songwriter, in my opinion, one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion. So yeah, there is Shadows. It's very good. You should check it out. And yeah, I didn't find that out until like sometime last year, so I was disappointed in myself that I didn't find out sooner. Okay, next. What's up next? I'm just, you know, talking about this album like off top of my head. Hang on. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Go away. I'm just gonna look at the songs online. Next song I believe is Ordinary World, which is actually a cover song, originally by Duran Duran, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Well, I do feel like you gotta, like, you know, take the song and, like, you know, kind of make your own. You gotta also, like, you know, respect the original. So that's what Red did. It's kind of slower than the original from what I remember. It's been a while since I heard the original. I heard it on the radio years ago, and I heard this one by Red years ago, like not long, like about a year ago or something like that. And I was like, hey, this song sounds familiar. Then I looked at the info, and it turned out to be a Duran Duran cover, which I think is really cool. And so yeah, there is Ordinary World, which is the cover. What else? Next up we got Out From Under. I'm just going to talk about these songs. I'm not going to talk about the rest of them in specific order, so I think I'm getting the order wrong. But yeah. Up next is Out From Under, and holy fuck, can we talk about this song? Let's talk about this song for a bit. It's very dark, the verses, you know, are like its own thing, and the chorus, it's so dark, and like the guitar riffs in the song are very menacing and very dark in my opinion, and it's really cool. It makes you feel like you're like in a dark place, you're running away from something. Much like Confessions from earlier, and yeah. Let's talk about the violin solo. Like that's like the best part. I keep going back to this song, just for that. In my opinion, one of Red's best violin performances. This is literally anything you could ask for in a Red song. You know, really dark lyrics, menacing guitar riffs, you know, heavy drums, and the guitar riffs in the verses kind of remind me of the Diary of Jane a little bit with the double kick drums. Joe Ricker was an incredible drummer when he was in the band. He's part of the band In Flames now, and he played drums on both the Starsets albums. So yeah, there is that. One of my favorite Red songs of all time. This is so underrated. Probably the most underrated song from Red in my opinion. It doesn't get enough love. And you can't find it on Spotify, which is very disappointing for some. Like I don't know why they just don't have it on there. So anyway, there's Out From Under. Next we got Overtake You, which is basically kind of a punkish song, but like the way Red does it is just so satisfying. You know, it's dark and it's heavy. It's like you can't get me type of song. Like you try to get me, but you'll end up dead type of song. Yeah. Very energetic, and it's very like a good song to rage to, I guess you could say. Next you got a few like bonus tracks or whatever. Yeah, I think that Overtake You is a bonus track. I don't know. I should have done some research on this, but I'm just going to give you my general thoughts on it. Take It All Away and. Take It All Away, Forever. Those are some great songs too. Forever is, I think I've heard this like on the radio before. I'm not sure, but it sounded very familiar when I first played it. Like it sounded a lot like the band 10 Years. I haven't dove much into 10 Years, but I do like what I hear from them, and this band kind of reminds me of them as well. Which is another thing, because they're going on tour like before their new album comes out, and that's honestly nothing to be like. Upset about or anything like that, and that's a really good thing. Again, yeah. Anyway, that's some really good news, really exciting things. Anyway, back to the song. Forever, a lot of it's kind of gotten like kind of middle of the road theme. Like it's not really too dark, but it's not too light either. It's kind of heavy, and it's got that familiar sound to it. I've heard it before. I knew it was even by Red, and so yeah. There's that song, and Take It All Away, I believe, is a very good way, like one of the best. On the standard edition, it's a closing track, but this is a bonus track on the deluxe edition for some reason. I don't know why can't they just make this the album, the original. But yeah, it's very dark. It's a ballad, but like a darker one, and it's like I said. It has that classic Red sound to it, and you just can't deny it. Like, it's a great closer on the album, and it's a great bonus track on here. And the next few songs, Nothing and Everything, which is just a piano version of Fight Inside, just piano with, same lyrics and different title. I don't know, they could have just called it Fight Inside, acoustic version, or piano version. They did the same thing with that for the song Already Over and stuff like that. But they called it Part 2, but not like blank version, which kind of confuses me. Like, that's just basically an acoustic version of Already Over, and this is an acoustic version of Fight Inside, so yeah, there is that. But not complaining whatsoever, and it sounds really good in my opinion. Anyway, that is my review of the album. I rate this album at 10 out of 10. because you know Red it never sees they never like fail me really. Disappointing at times, like Release the Panic, but not too big of a deal, honestly. It's my favorite Red album of all time. One of my favorites of all time, in my opinion. So yeah, there's my review on the album, and hope you enjoyed. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Any album reviews any albums you want me to cover, leave that in the comments below. I would really like to get a full album review of Demon Hunter out soon. Fuck, I don't know if I could get to that soon, but I'll talk about Demon Hunter in a later video. You'll just have to hold tight, guys. I'm sorry it's taking too long. I just haven't been feeling like doing reviews lately, and I finally got around to doing one. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching this review. See you next time. I'll probably do a room tour.